Welcome students of Form 3, and in this video we are further talking about institutions, and in this video we will pay attention to chapter 2, and then paragraph 3 about institutions. And the learning outcomes of this paragraph are, at the end of this topic, you will be able to define and use terms used in relations to various institutions. So the learning verbs are define and use, and also outline the characteristics of each type of institution. Characteristics of each type of institution, and define and use the terms in relation to various institutions. In relation to various institutions. Yes? So make sure that when you study this paragraph that you first look at the learning outcomes and the verbs that are used, like here define, or actually here there is used outline. Look at those so you know what you have to do. Institutional organizations have a number of characteristics. I'm going to look at those in this video, and this video might have a part 2 or might have a part 3 dependent on how far I'll get. Yes, but we're going to talk about the characteristics of institutional organizations. Karakteristika ng, kenmerken, ja, kwaliteit ng, kenmerken, eigenschappen, qualities, aspecten ng, yeah, of an institutional organizations. Yes, what do these institutional organizations, what kind of characteristics do they have? An organization that is an institution is a secondary social group and a formal social group. Yeah, so an organization that is an institution is a formal social group. Such an organization has a number of characteristics. It has a hierarchical structure. There's a clear line of authority within a clearly defined structure. So there's a clearly, okay, this person is the boss, this person has power, these groups of people have to listen to that authority. Hierarchy means there are different levels of power within the organization. Individuals have specific authority. Niding papimentu is kitanifica autoridad. Yes? So individuals have specific roles and a given responsibility. Yeah. So we already said a specific role, and this will usually be to meet a particular interest of the members or to promote a particular vision on society. So we said authority can be a leader. Yeah, authority is the person who is a leader. Authority is the person with a certain character. Authorities have power. Authority is mostly strong. Authority is someone who is successful in being a leader. And if he is the good authority figure, he or she is also responsible. And together, this person, a man or a woman, has authority. And authority belongs to an hierarchical structure. And when an organization has an hierarchical structure, there is a clear person of authority or a group of persons with authority. Yes? And the authority says where the organization needs to go. In which direction does the organization go? That's a person who has the authority. Like you can see here, this person has the authority, autoridad. And aquí tem autoridad para otro gente. Tocante, ribaje, tocante, otra gente. And we have persons with a specific role. This is also like connected with hierarchy. Yeah? And this will usually be to meet the particular interests of the members or to promote a particular view on society. Let's continue. So we said an organization that is an institution is a secondary group and the formal social group. Such an organization has a number of characteristics. And we talked about authority and we talked about roles in the group. Now we're going to talk about written rules, yeah, reglanan, skibi, and sanctions, sanctionan, yeah, reglanan, consequentianan. So we're going to look at those two, written rules, and we're going to look at sanctions. Yes, and if you have your book, take this book in front of you and look in your own book what's there. Yes, we're going to look at written rules and sanctions. When we look at written rules, these will cover all aspects of the organization, each person, each topic, each relationship, including membership requirements. Who gets to be a member, and what does it take to be a member? Kika botemester Hasi, Kika botemester Paga, Kika botemester wear. Yes? What do you have to wear? What do you have to pay? What do you have to do to be a member? This we call a requirement. Ese kita mesteri para un miembro, para el grupo aquí. Codes of conduct, behavior, operations, and behavior would mean comportation. So there's a certain code of comportation. You have to do certain things, and then you're allowed to be a member of this group. And procedures. Procedures are exactly what you have to do, but those are written down. So you exactly know what you have to do at which moment. Okay. Exam tip. So when you look into the book, you will need to demonstrate knowledge of social institutions as responses to society's values, as well as showing understanding of the characteristics of an institutional organization. Well, the second thing is what we're doing now. We're now looking at the characteristics of an institutional organization. We talked about hierarchy, we talked about roles, and we talked about membership requirements. Yeah? And we also need to be able to apply this understanding to real situations in the Caribbean. For instance, when going to church, or when going to baseball practice, or when participating in a ritual during church, or when following a form of authority, yes, then that is a real situation in the Caribbean. So you also need to apply this in real situations in the Caribbean during your daily lives. And you guys experience authority, you experience certain roles and groups, you experience requirements of membership, like when you're in school, you have to wear a polo, yeah, marks of identity. There are certain things you have to do to be a member of your baseball team or to be a member of church. Yeah, so these are really things you also see. And also we're talking now about the characteristics of institutions. We've already talked about hierarchy, we've already talked about roles, and we've already talked about membership requirements. We continue with other characteristics of institutional organization. Yeah, we're going to continue with more. But look to this before you prepare the test, so you know what you're going to get during the exams and my assessments. Institutional organizations. An organization that is an institution is a secondary social group and a formal social group. And such an organization has a number of characteristics. Endurance over time. So it will not only be there tomorrow or next week or next month. These institutional organizations often have been there for hundreds of years. Anyway, definitely for decades. So those institutional organizations are older than you or me. And they transcend generations. So endurance over time. The functions of an institution go above and beyond meeting the needs of any. Yeah, so endurance. They go above and beyond any individual. They exist longer than you and me. It's not about you and me or current member. Members should pass on the values e valornan of the institution to others, pa outruende, and in some cases, the intention e meta e intention to encourage ideas within a society. So their purpose is for the broader society to take certain valornan, to take certain values, and to spread them around the society. It's sociedad. Esse aqui está intención para a organización institucional. This is a goal, an objective of a lot of institutions over the long term, such as social order, so that the next generation will have the same ideas and values as this one, and cooperation, so that different generations, but also different people may cooperate because the institution tells you to. Yeah? So it's over the long term and it's all about the endurance over time. Yeah, and endurance over time actually has the same meaning as the long term. So it's not about a year, it's not even about 5 years, it's really about decades, so periods of 10 years, or even about hundreds of years. Think about the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has been around, passing on values since the times of Constantine the Great in the Roman Empire, and it has been there for more than 1500 years. So this is a good example of endurance over time. It is there for the long term, not just about you and me, individuals. Its purpose is to be there in the long term. Yeah? And why do they do this? Die Kong, Nang Tahasi Eseki, they're all about social order, transcending generations, and cooperations. Cooperating between generation, cooperation between individuals, and transmitting, passing certain values from one generation to the next. Yeah, and these values that are transmitted, they make sure there is social order and they make sure that there is cooperation in the group. And they try to do that over the long term, and they're all about endurance over a longer period of time, and not just tomorrow, but really a longer period of time, actually. Yes, for this video, it has been enough. I'm almost at 50%, so there will definitely will be a part 2 in which I explain more about symbols. Yeah, so the next video will be about symbols, and the Catholic Church is also filled with symbols. If you want to subscribe, do that below, so the bell will be rung when I make a new video, and I make a lot of them. If you have a question, ask the question during class, or ask them by posting a question below or leaving behind a message by email. Yes. For now, enjoy your evening, morning, or afternoon, and I hope to see you during my lessons at the Sky Pre University. Goodbye.